water cooler talk is going to be all about this man right here, this big hunk of meat himself, the Tinder Swindler, Simon LeVave, if that is his real name, and all the chicanery that he has been a part of across Tinder. I mean, a prolific, according to Netflix. I don't know him personally. He's already threatened to sue Netflix, so I don't want him coming after the notsam empire, but somebody who Netflix portrays as a prolific scam artist, just a guy who professionally takes women's money from them. He's just an incredible artist when it comes to this. Hot Dog, have you seen the Tinder Swindler documentary?
I'm halfway through it. Literally was watching it up until the start of this show.
Look, I'm going to, some things I quote unquote might be spoiled, but the fact is that as the movie starts with two women talking about how they fell in love on Tinder, it's called Tinder Swindler. Like, you know where this is going, okay? It's basically, so the story, it starts with these women. First, Cecile. Cecile is who it starts with, and Cecile is, I mean, she comes off as codependent to me. I don't want to victim blame anybody, but when I hear, like, women talking about how they're looking for their Prince Charming, how they're looking for somebody to come and sweep them off their feet and take care of them and stuff, I say, Disney fucked you up from childhood. Like, Disney you are an independent woman, you got this. You don't need some man that's going to fill that emptiness in your life. You got this. If a man comes along, but this is not what Cecile was looking for, okay?
Be your own Prince Charming.
That's what I say, and then, you know, maybe you find a Cinderella. I don't know. I'm not here to assign gender roles to anyone. Cecile is on Tinder, and she's just looking for somebody that has a zest for life, somebody that appreciates adventure and travel, but also is looking for love and a relationship. And it's like, so you're looking for a rich guy that won't date anybody else. Is that kind of where we're at? Because we very quickly meet this guy, Simon, which is what his name is. And there's two different women that are describing their affairs with Simon. And they both describe them the same way, which is like, oh my God, this guy just showed up and he paid all this attention to me and he took me to this nice dinner and everything. And it was 5 courses. And then we just hit it off so nicely and amazingly. And then right after dinner, he said, oh, I'm getting on a private jet to Bulgaria or somewhere else. This is all taking place in Europe.
Great start, by the way, with the way he talks to these women, because already he's putting his money where his mouth is. He's like taking them out to these dinners, like you said.
Oh my God, it's like literally, come travel with me on my private jet immediately. Like that is true. Like, you think Tinder
and
Swindler,
then the jet is there.
Exactly. You think the whole thing's gonna be a lie, but that's the game, right? That he has to maintain this appearance for a period of time in order for it to feed itself, because that's what you start to figure out. It's a human centipede. It's just feeding itself the whole way through. The red flag is when Simon goes, well, my last name is LeVave, so I'm the son of a CEO of a diamond company. I'm the son of a guy who runs a diamond company. I'm the heir apparent. It's going to be my diamond company. And she goes, no way. And he goes, no way. Check out this photo of me and my family. That's the worst Photoshop I've ever seen in my life. Immediately. Dude, they showed it on Netflix. You've seen it. Look behind me. Immediately when you look at that, I go, those 3 people were not in that photo together. That guy in the hat was not present for this photo. At no point. Now, the minute even if they had called the movie The Guy Who Loved People on Tinder, and I had no idea there was some swindling involved, I would have said, even if that guy has everything else going for him, he was not present when that photo was being taken, because it is the clearest Photoshop I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen my thumbnails. I've seen terrible Photoshops. This is worse.
I didn't notice it.
Bro,
I didn't notice it.
Bro, look at it. Can you look at it? Do you see it now? Do you see the outline around him? Do you see it's not natural. He's not in this photo. You would have gotten Tinder swindled.
Yeah, I mean, you see that, and you just see the dad, and you also see the private jet.
That's what I mean.
You know.
See, the private jet and the delicious food and going from country to country, sometimes your Photoshop skills go out the window. You know, your all power of observation starts to fade on you. And so this is the guy, you know, handsome as he is, just handsome devil. And basically what happens is he's in there with with Cecile mainly, and also at the same time spending money on Pernilla. Pernilla is the hookup buddy, that's her, and Cecile is the girlfriend. He's got this great bodyguard named Peter. Peter is the shit. Peter is my guy. I love Peter. Peter is ride or die. Peter is always there. He's as big as a house. He looks like the wall from Game of Thrones. And he's just hanging out with Simon, going, whatever you need, Simon. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, one night, Cecile gets a text. And the text just says, Peter hurt. And then it's a picture of Peter. He's sitting there with a scratch on his head. And it says, blood. Peter hurt, blood. And a picture of Peter. And there is blood on his head. And then there's some weird, like, video of him at a hospital with blood on his head. And it's like, well, this all checks out. And so Cecile goes, holy shit, this is terrible. Not Peter. Not Peter. And Simon goes, yes, Peter. And Cecile goes, oh, no, I don't know what to do here. And Simon goes, don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. My enemies are after me. Because this is another thing Simon did. This was about a month into the relationship. Simon is WhatsApping all the time. He's sending love messages all the time. He's sending little gifts all the time. He's seeing her. He's saying he loves her. He's going to be boyfriend, girlfriend, the whole thing. Peter's going to be a part of our life. It's going to be great. We're going to have a little family. It's going to be wonderful, but I got enemies. Oh, I got enemies. Got a lot of enemies.
Never specified.
Well, it's the diamond industry, hot dog. You don't know about the diamond industry. You ever see Adam Sandler's enemies in Uncut Gems? Enemies.
Yeah.
If you sell diamonds, you've got enemies. And Simon is not, he's not immune to this. He doesn't have the Aaron Rodgers immunity, okay? He succumbs to this as well. He says, I got enemies, and I'm going to have to hide out. I'm going to have to lay low. She goes, all right, let's lay low. He goes, but you're not in any danger, luckily. She goes, fantastic. He goes, so while we're laying low, here's what I'm going to need to do. I'm going to need you to register some credit cards. She's like, what? Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, you see, because if I'm spending money on credit cards under my name, my enemies will find out. But they don't know your name. So what we'll do is we'll just get you to get a bunch of Amex cards. I'll spend that money, and that way, no enemies. And she goes, that sounds like it all checks out. And he goes, by the way, we're going to move in together. And she goes, oh, well, we're going to live together? He goes, yeah, of course. She goes, well, then you're not going to lie to me. All right, let me get some credit cards. Let me get a platinum Amex. And she gets the platinum Amex. And like 2 days later, he's like, yo, what the fuck? He's like texting her. He's all frustrated. He's like, it's maxed out. What's the credit limit? She goes, oh, I don't know. He's like, you got to get another card. Okay, yeah, no. I'll get the limit raised. I'll get another card. He's like, no problem. He's like, look, we got a problem. She's like, what's the problem? He's like, the credit cards, it's getting weird. I need you to come to Amsterdam with $25,000 cash. Can you do that for me? And she's like, yeah, it sounds reasonable.
That's where, that's where you stop right there.
Okay, so you stop. I stopped at the Photoshop. You go through the Photoshop because of the private jet. You even get tricked. Yes. You open a couple of Amex cards because there have been a lot of perks leading up to this. This isn't just all of a sudden happen. And lots of in-person stuff. This isn't a 90-Day Fiancé situation. You've seen the guy. You've seen the jet. You've seen the restaurant.
You've seen the family. His daughter.
Yeah, so she goes, all right, no. This guy's not lying to me. Let me get that $25,000 cash. And it's like, but I don't have $25,000 cash. So she goes, oh, I know what I'll do. I get a loan. And she gets a quick loan. I don't know how, this feels like white privilege. I don't know how people could just go and get $25,000 cash real quick. Like, that seems weird to me. Like, I didn't know it was just that easy. Like, she said, so I went and got a quick loan and got 25 grand and I put in cash, and they just gave it to me in cash. Maybe that's a European thing. I don't know. Because then she puts it in a carry-on, puts it through the X-ray. Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what it is. Puts it through the X-ray machine at the airport, no problem. Flies, gives him the 25 grand. Continues to do it until she's $250,000 in debt. Then she goes, all right. No. I'm going to talk to Simon right now. Simon, this is too much. And Simon goes, I agree. And she goes, I knew you'd understand. And so Simon goes, I'm going to make you an employee of my diamond company. I'm the CEO of the diamond company. I'll make you an employee. She goes, you can't just do that. He goes, yeah, I can. And I'm going to pay you $100,000 a month. She goes, oh, no problem then. He goes,
Fucking awesome.
He goes, great. Send me all your passport information, all your info. She goes, perfect. Here you go. Here's all of it. And so, unfortunately, what she does do, and this guy's brilliant at it, he sends her all kinds of receipts for like transfers and pay stubs. Like she gets all her pay stubs, but none of the checks. None of the money.
That's what I was confused about. I was like, is she getting paid?
No,
Is she cashing
no.
these things in?
No, she just gets the pay stubs. And she goes, but the check didn't go through. And he's like, oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. And that's, and she's like, oh, okay, you got me. All right, no problem. And then she goes, well, what's this money being spent on? That's where this other girl, Pernilla, comes in. That's where the human centipede of this all comes in. Because she goes, this guy is not doing $250,000 in spending. I mean, he's spending millions of dollars. So what he's doing is he's taking her $250,000 and he's spending it to wine and dine Pernilla. And then he's doing the same scan on Pernilla, even though Pernilla is not even in a relationship with him. She's just friends with, I think, with benefits. And she says she gets a text after getting a whole bunch of this $250,000 that is Cecile's money. She gets a text. And guess what her text says?
I need money.
Peter got jumped.
Oh.
We're in danger. Oh, we're in danger. He goes, yeah, we're in danger. And he's running this scam, apparently, over and over and over and over again. So eventually, the first girl blocks him on WhatsApp.
The banks.
She calls Amex and the banks. And she's like, yeah, I don't know what's happening, but, I'm giving him the money. And they're like, what's it all in your name? There's nothing in his name. And she's like, no, because, he's got enemies. He says just because
She went,
because
I guess you're right.
the enemies, I can't, but he's going to pay it, I think. And they go, do you have a picture of him? And this is where it gets bad. She goes, yeah. She gives him a picture of him and they go like this. Yep. And they go, oh, no. The Amex collectors are like, yep. No.
Immediately she got that feeling. How could you not get that feeling?
So people find out about this and the dating apps start banning him and he loses his income source. This is what he was doing. Like this was his whole life was based around this. So this third person here in the middle, she's the last person that's dating him and she's watching it all crumble and she realizes what's going on too. Now, by the time she realizes, she's already pretty deep in. Like, he's already milking her. Yeah. She didn't realize it quick. But she goes, but I got him. She says, I work in fashion, which probably means she works at the mall, like in a clothing store. But I
work at Macy's.
Yeah, exactly. But she goes, I work in fashion, and I know that he only wears designer clothes. And I told him, I said, send me your clothes. And we'll sell them on eBay because he started complaining to her. I don't know. These bitches are trying to make me look bad. This isn't true. And it's part of my enemies. And now I don't have any money. And she goes, no problem. We're a team. Send me your clothes. I'll sell them. I'll send you the money. He goes, great. Guess what? She doesn't send him the money. She keeps it.
Oh!
Gotcha.
Got him.
Now, the reason that that's great is because that's when he gets really pissed. This is the shit I want on my tombstone. When he realizes that this bitch, as he puts it, is not going to send him the money for the clothes, that she stole his clothes and sold them, he's pissed. He's pissed. And this is what he writes her. And as I said to everyone, to every action, gonna be a reaction.
He loves that line.
And I was like, that's true. That's very, very true. Then he says this to her. She goes, you're pathetic. Because he's like texting her, going like, I'm staying at hostels now. This is a 1-star resort. I'm eating leftovers. She like texts him. She's like, "You're pathetic, blah, blah, blah." And then he writes, "I'm not. I'm homeless king." And it's just like, yeah, you fucking are, dude. You are a homeless king. Good for you. But I'm sitting there going like, it's really important to keep in mind how stories are told. Because yes, you will walk out of this doc going, this guy is a scumbag and I hate his guts. But realistically, if he were played by Leonardo DiCaprio
Oh my God.
and Tom Hanks
Come
were
on.
chasing him, you'd be like, he's kind of the man. This is kind of the same story as Catch Me If You Can. There's not that much of a difference between this and Catch Me If You Can, except somehow Frank Abagnale is like, I love that guy. I wish I was more like Frank Abagnale. And Simon is a scumbag drag of the society, right? But this is, I mean, Hot Dog, even halfway through, it's kind of Catch Me If You Can. Except it's not Leonardo DiCaprio. It's some weirdo on the internet.